Okay, welcome back. Now that I have that connector in there, as you can see, it's in there. I did put a tie wrap on real quick there. Now what we have to do is, I'm gonna hand that back over to my camera woman. Thank you. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna push these back down into place. Just, they snap into place. Like that. One. That one I've just pushed in. Two. And then these, there's one here. And this one. You might have to go back and forth. That one's all set. And that one's connected. Alright, so now I'm going to put 2 screws into this just to hold it in place. One there, because I want to test it. I'm gonna turn my, I disconnected the battery. This is a 10 millimeter. I disconnected the battery just temporary so that, because if we try to do this with the doors open, all that would do is ding. So this is a 3/8 socket, 10 millimeter on the end. Put one in there, and I'm gonna put one in the back here. Screw that one in. Perfect. Now don't forget your connector here, so I'm just going to push this connector in. Alright. Like that. Alright, stay right there. I'm going to plug the battery back in. Alright, so now everything should work, right? In theory. Turn everything on. It's in park. Start the car up. E-brake is on. So now, in theory, we should be able to, look at that. Reverse, neutral, put it reverse, put it in park. We couldn't do that before without pressing the shift interlock, so now that works. Now here's the other part. Let's turn the car off and see if the key comes out. Bingo. So there we go. That's exactly all we had to do was replace that part. What I'm going to do now is put this all back together. We have 2 more bolts here that go in. Let's see if I can do that. 1, 2. Try not to cross thread these. If it doesn't go in easily, back it out and make sure it goes in without cross threading it. 1, 2, and then this one here. Once again, I'm just using a 10 millimeter socket on this is a 3/8 drive, not a 3/8 socket, 3/8 drive. Go back and just make sure they're snug, and they are. Oh. Okay, so now we just got to reverse everything else. All we got to do is reverse our steps. Our wires are out of the way. We have our tie strap in here. That's in place. All of our wires are in place. I'm going to back out my little light here. And now I'm going to grab the console and slide it over. Hang on one sec. Let's give us some light. And I'm not going to go through the whole process buttoning this back up, but the console just slides over like that. We want to slide it over the shifter. My e-brake is still up, so push that down. Oh, e-brake. There we go. Stuck right on the edge of the e-brake. That's fine. There we go. Now, don't forget to plug in your, let me see, can I see that for 1 second? Don't forget to plug in your cigarette lighter. Dropped it. Here we go. Plugs in just like that. And just push it up. Can you hold the console down, please? There you go. I'm going to give you back this. All right, so that is in, and I'm just gonna push that down ever so slightly. You don't want to force anything. It should just, look at that, the whole thing just seated in place. Now the only thing we have left to do is grab our screws. I have 3 Phillips head screws. Put one in right here. There's one. And you don't have to come on this side, but that's fine. Just they can watch the beginning of the video. I showed this. There's one down below here. That one has to go back in. And it's not. And let's try it. There it is. Can I see that for a second? Perfect. And then my lovely assistant is going to open the door, and she is going to do the last one, which is right there. Look at that. What an awesome assistant. All right, so that takes care of that, folks. The knob, the shifter knob, and it goes on just as easy as it came off. So this part here, you can see it's oblong, that goes forward. The straight piece goes in the back. Just put it on, push down, and then this twist counterclockwise. And that's it. That's locked in. I'm gonna give this back to my assistant, and now we're gonna do this is our the other thing we have to do before we put the e-brake cable on is we have to tighten up our, let me see that for a second. Remember I was telling you guys about our, right there, the adjustment, the e-brake adjustment. All I'm gonna do, I don't want to keep the video going, but all I'm gonna do is tighten that up, and then once I have that tightened up, if you forgot how to put this boot on, I'll show you. This is the e-brake boot right here. So you can put that on. As you can see, obviously if you put it on that way, it's kind of reverse from what the e-brake is, so it goes on like that. And I'm gonna have Amy just slide that over, and then that would be it. Then you would just snap it in place. But before I do that, I'm gonna adjust that bolt. Mine is 13/16, I still remember, just over 3/4 of an inch. So that's really it, folks, and I'll show you now that it's all back together. Let's do the same thing. Can you hold that? Take the key, put it in there, start the car. I'm gonna keep my foot on the brake. Look at it, now I can shift in reverse, neutral, drive, all the way down, and put it back into park. Once you get it here, you have to push down. That's the way it is with this car, so you don't accidentally put it into reverse when you're driving. So that works. Now let's turn the car off and pull the key out. Perfect, it works. And that's all there is to this video, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. Don't worry about the hair, that's free. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. And remember, most importantly, if funk can do, so can you.